Why are you crying and you choose to do this for your boyfriend? I will give you anything you want.
Chief, please don't do this.
This is your lifetime opportunity.
Lagos was awake before the sun. The streets were already alive with shouting Danfo conductors, traders arranging tomatoes, and the smell of fried akara mixing with goat water. In a small, hot room, inside a Face Me I Face You compound in Bariga, Esther tied her scarf tightly, adjusted her small handbag, and glanced at her boyfriend Daniel, still asleep. Every morning, she prepared his breakfast and lunch with her own money before rushing to her POS stand. She'd whisper as she left, "Baby, I'm leaving for work. I dropped some money for your data subscription. Breakfast and lunch are ready." Okay, Daniel mumbled, eyes still closed. And then Esther would step out into the dusty streets of Bariga, the chaos of market sounds and street smells pressing in on her, yet her heart was full of hope. On a small piece of cardboard at her stall was written boldly, "Cash withdrawal, transfer, deposit." From 8 a.m., the rush would begin. That afternoon, the sun was harsh. Esther sat under her small umbrella at the roadside POS stand, fanning herself with a piece of cardboard while attending to customers. "Transfer successful," she said tiredly, handing a woman her receipt.
Just then, her friend Vanessa walked up to the stand, sunglasses on, handbag hanging from her shoulder. "Madam CEO," Vanessa teased, "under the sun again?" Esther laughed weakly. "Who will hustle for me?" Vanessa leaned on the small wooden table and watched as Esther counted crumpled notes carefully. "How's Daniel?" she asked casually. Esther smiled immediately. "He's fine, still searching. I gave him money this morning for transport." Vanessa's smile faded. "You gave him money again?" "It's not a big deal," Esther said quickly. "Just small change. He needed to move around for job hunting." Vanessa lowered her voice. "Esther, how much did you make yesterday?" Esther hesitated. "Not much. Business has been slow." "And you are still funding a grown man?" Esther frowned. "It's not like that. He's trying." Vanessa folded her arms. "You stand here from morning till night. You inhale dust. You argue with customers. You manage network issues. Then you go home and still drop money for him."
Esther looked uncomfortable. "He's my boyfriend. If I don't support him now, what kind of partner am I?" Vanessa sighed. "Support is different from responsibility. You're acting like his wife and his mother at the same time." Esther paused. "What do you mean? You're teaching him that no matter what happens, you will always carry him, that he doesn't have to worry too much because Esther will provide." Esther went quiet. Vanessa softened her tone. "I'm not saying don't help him, but don't invest your entire strength into a man who hasn't stood on his own feet yet." Esther forced a smile. "When he makes it, we'll both enjoy." Vanessa shook her head slowly. "Just make sure when he makes it, he remembers who stood in the sun for him." A customer interrupted them. "Auntie, I want to withdraw 5,000. Esther turned back to her machine. Vanessa's words lingered in the hot afternoon air, and Esther ignored them. That night, Esther whispered hope into Daniel's chest. "One day, we will leave this place. Just don't give up." One morning, Esther had just counted her POS prospects and managed to drop a little money for Daniel. "Here, this is 1,000 naira for your breakfast. Please manage it," she said softly, placing it on the table. Daniel picked it up, frowned, and slammed it back. 1,000 naira. "Esther, what kind of insult is this? If you don't want to give me money, just let me know, okay? Is it because I'm jobless that you're treating me like trash?"
Esther shook her head. "No, Daniel, I didn't make much profit yesterday. The POS was slow. That's all I could give." He stood up, pacing the small room. "Slow? Always an excuse? Do you even respect me? You just see me as some useless boy sitting at home." I'm sorry, I really didn't have more," Esther whispered, voice trembling. "Sorry?" Daniel scoffed. "You are always apologizing. You think this is enough? One day, I will make it, Esther, and you'll regret ever treating me like this." Esther swallowed hard. "Daniel, please, I'm trying. I just want us to survive together. I love you." He shook his head slowly. Maybe I should just find someone else who values me." Esther fell silent, biting her lip. "Daniel, don't, please. Okay, I'll add more, 2,000, making it 3,000. Please don't leave me, okay? I cannot live without you." He didn't answer. He just stared out the tiny window, proud and stubborn. I just want us to stay together," Esther cried softly. "I love you. I'll do anything. Please, don't leave me." He leaned back, crossing his arms, a faint smile tugging at the corner of his lips. She had given away part of her business capital, but she didn't care. Her love was all she had, and she would sacrifice everything to keep him by her side. Daniel finally got a job at Solas Logistics Limited, a private logistics company in Victoria Island. His salary wasn't much, but it was enough to make him feel proud. One afternoon, Esther prepared a small lunch for him, rice and stew, and decided to deliver it herself. At the reception, the lady smiled. Yes, Daniel is at his desk. Follow the corridor. Esther walked carefully, her shoes echoing. When she reached Daniel's desk, he looked up, eyes lighting with surprise. Ah, baby, you didn't have to, he said, a smile spreading across his face. Esther set the lunchbox down gently and began feeding him small spoonfuls. Eat, Daniel. Don't skip lunch again, she said softly. Just then, the door opened and a tall man stepped in. This was Chief Solomon Adeyemi. He was wealth and power personified. He was the owner of Solas Logistics and a known womanizer. He strode toward them with a faint, amused smile. "And what is going on here?" the man asked, voice smooth, almost teasing. "Are you here to work or to play love?" Daniel jumped in his chair, startled. He quickly stood up, straightening his shirt. "Good afternoon, sir," he stammered, bowing slightly. The boss's eyes flicked to Esther. She froze mid-spoonful, her cheeks heating. The man's gaze lingered on her, slow and deliberate. She murmured, "Good afternoon, sir." "Fine girl, how are you doing?" he asked. Esther swallowed, nodding. "I'm fine, sir, thank you." The boss gave a small, lingering smile, then turned back to Daniel, handing him a folder. "Daniel, make sure this client gets the shipment details before the end of the day," he said briskly. Daniel straightened up immediately, bowing slightly. "Yes, sir, I'll handle it." The boss left the office. Daniel exhaled and whispered nervously, "See, baby, he likes you already." Esther forced a smile, though inside her heart skipped a beat. By evening, the office was quiet. Daniel was finishing some last-minute work when a voice called him into the glass-walled office. "Daniel, come in," Chief Solomon said, calm, commanding, and impossibly smooth. Daniel walked in, heart pounding. The room smelled of expensive cologne. Chief Solomon sat behind his massive desk, eyes studying him like a predator sizing up its prey. "Sit," he said. Daniel obeyed, shifting nervously. "Tell me more about that fine girl that came in the afternoon," Chief Solomon said, almost teasing. She's my girlfriend, sir, Esther," Daniel stammered. Chief Solomon's lips curved into a calculating smile. "I see. You poor men," he said, leaning back, eyes glinting. "Always greedy, always wanting the good things you can't afford. A beautiful girl like her. And you, really, Daniel, what does she see in you?" Daniel's face burned. "Sir, she loves me." Chief Solomon's dark eyes lingered on him.
Love? Love does not feed ambition, Daniel. Love does not open doors or build an empire. But sometimes, love can be used, if only you have the courage to take it. Daniel shifted uneasily in his chair, not fully understanding, but feeling the weight of what the boss implied. She's beautiful, intelligent, attentive, someone who could do so much more if guided properly. Chief Solomon continued, eyes darkening with intent. Daniel swallowed. "Sir, I don't understand." "Daniel, I can change your life, not tomorrow, but today. All I'm asking for is just one night with her, and your entire world transforms. I'm talking wealth beyond imagination and influence that makes people bow and respect." Daniel's throat went dry. "I can give you a car that makes people stare, an apartment in Lekki Phase 1, a bank account that never runs dry. I can make you the kind of man women envy and men respect." Daniel's hands shook slightly. "One night, that's all it takes," the man said. "A lifetime of power, prestige, freedom, all yours. And Daniel, chances like this don't come twice. You either take it or spend the rest of your life wishing you had." Daniel tried to speak. I don't." Chief Solomon's eyes bore into him. "You will. Because deep down, you know I am offering you a life you cannot resist. A life that only comes once. You can finally rise, Daniel. Finally be someone." Daniel sat frozen. His mind raced. The temptation pressed down like the heavy air of the office. A chance to escape his struggle forever, and a girl who had given him everything. That night, Daniel sat on the edge of the bed, heart pounding, mind racing. He had rehearsed what he would say 100 times. How could he tell Esther that her body was the price for their freedom? "Esther, I need to tell you something," he said, voice low but urgent. She looked up from tidying her corner, worry written across her face. What is it, Daniel? You look different. Is everything okay? He took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. There's a chance, a way for us to change our lives forever. One night and everything could be different. No more struggle, no more worries. A life where we never have to count every kobo again. Her eyes widened, confusion mixing with hope. One night? What do you mean? Daniel, I don't understand. He swallowed hard. It's Chief Solomon. He wants you. One night with him, and he promised he would change our lives forever. Money, respect, everything we've dreamed of.
Esther's eyes widened, her face flushed red, anger flaring. What? Are you taking me for a whore, Daniel? Daniel jumped to his feet, panic in his eyes. No, Esther, it's not like that. Think of it this way. This is a life-changing opportunity. Please, just trust me this once. One night and our lives will be different. I promise you will not regret it. She shook her head, tears streaming down her cheeks. I can't believe you. How could you even think this is okay? Daniel, I gave you everything. And this is what you think of me? He reached for her, voice desperate. Baby, please, I love you. I didn't want this too, but it's our only chance. I'm begging you, please. Trust me just this once, okay? I can't do this without you, please. Esther pulled back, trembling with rage and heartbreak. No, I can't. I will never do that, Daniel. This is disgusting. She buried her face in her hands. Daniel sank to the bed with rage. If you don't do this, Esther, then maybe we shouldn't be together because I can't be with someone who doesn't want my progress. He lay down on the bed and faced the wall while Esther cried her eyes out. The next morning, Daniel refused to talk or eat. He stood up, brushed past her, and began dressing for work without looking at her face. Esther's chest tightened. You can't leave without eating. He finally looked at her, but there was no warmth in his eyes. So this is how it's going to be, he said coldly. You won't even consider it?
Esther's voice shook. Daniel, how can you ask me that? What kind of love is that? He laughed bitterly. What kind of love refuses to sacrifice for her man's success? He shot back. Chief is offering me a lifetime opportunity, and you are blocking it. If you are not an enemy of progress, then you must be a witch. Tears filled her eyes. Daniel, is this what you are saying to me? That I should sleep with another man for you to progress? That is success to you? Daniel grabbed his bag angrily. If you truly loved me, you would think about my future. But you don't. You are selfish. She stared at him in disbelief. Selfish? After everything I've done for you? After all my sacrifices? He moved toward the door, voice hard. If you don't reconsider Chisofa, Esther, then maybe we should go our separate ways. Her legs felt weak. Daniel, you would break up with me over this. He didn't look back. Of course. If you can't do this for me, then you are of no value to me. Think about it, he said harshly. And then he walked out with his bag. The door shut. Esther ran to Vanessa's house, tears blurring her vision. Vanessa opened the door and immediately froze. Esther, what happened to you? Esther rushed in, collapsing onto the small couch, her body shaking. Vanessa, Daniel wants me to. Her voice broke. Vanessa sat beside her. Calm down, breathe. What did he do? Esther wiped her tears, struggling to speak. His boss offered him money, promotion, a better life, but he wants me for one night. Vanessa stiffened. He what? Esther nodded slowly, tears streaming again. Daniel said it's our only chance. He said our lives will change forever, and now he's threatening to leave me if I don't agree. Vanessa stared at her in disbelief. She reached out and placed her palm on Esther's forehead to check her temperature. Esther, are you normal at all? She asked firmly. I can see this love is getting into your head. Esther pulled back slightly. Vanessa? No, Vanessa interrupted. How can a man who claims to love you ask you to sleep with another man for money? What kind of love is that? Esther's voice trembled. You don't understand. He's struggling. We're both struggling. If this can change everything... Vanessa stood up, frustrated. Change everything? At what cost? Your dignity? Your peace? Your self-respect? It's just one night, Esther said. Vanessa turned sharply. And after that one night, what happens the next time his boss wants something or the next rich man makes an offer? Esther covered her face. He said he would break up with me if I refuse. Vanessa's voice softened slightly. And you are considering doing this because you are scared of losing him? Esther nodded weakly. Vanessa crouched in front of her, holding her hands tightly. Listen to me carefully. A man who truly loves you will protect you, not trade you. He will suffer with you, not sell you for comfort. Vanessa released Esther's hand slowly and stood up, shaking her head. Well, I've told you my own, she said firmly, but you can still do as you please. Esther sniffed, wiping her tears. Vanessa continued, her voice blunt but not unkind. Besides, you cannot advise someone who is in love. When love enters like this, sense usually packs its load and leaves. Vanessa, please understand me, Esther said weakly. No, let me finish, Vanessa said, folding her arms. You are ready to trade your body because a man is threatening to leave you. A man you've been feeding and carrying on your head. Whatever the outcome is, count me out, please. All I know is that I've warned you. The room fell silent. Esther's chest felt tight. Part of her knew Vanessa was right, but another part, the louder part, was terrified of losing Daniel. You don't understand, Esther cried again. I can't lose him. Esther stood slowly, adjusting her bag, her mind already made up, though her heart was trembling. I'll talk to him, she said. Vanessa didn't stop her. She only shook her head and murmured under her breath, God help you, Esther. That night, Daniel sat quietly on the bed when Esther walked in. Her eyes were swollen from crying, but her voice was strangely calm. Daniel, I've thought about it, she said softly. He looked up immediately. I'll do it. For a second, he didn't move. Then his face lit up with disbelief and excitement. You mean it? He asked, jumping to his feet. She nodded slowly. Yes, for us. Daniel rushed towards her and pulled her into a tight hug. Esther, you won't regret this, I promise, he said excitedly. This is the beginning of our breakthrough. I'll marry you, I swear. We'll leave this place. I'll give you everything. A big wedding, a better home, cars. You'll never suffer again. She closed her eyes in his arms, but her hands did not hug him back with the same joy. He was already smiling, already dreaming. Immediately, he picked up his phone and called Chief. Good evening, sir, he said eagerly. Yes, why ready? There was a pause. Yes, sir, tonight. He hung up and turned to Esther. He's sending his driver. Go and get ready. The room became silent. Esther slowly opened her small box. She brought out her best dress, the one she usually saved for special occasions. She applied makeup carefully, staring at her reflection longer than usual. Her hands trembled slightly. Daniel watched her with anticipation. You look beautiful, he said. A few minutes later, headlights flashed outside the compound. A sleek black car waited at the entrance. Daniel walked her outside. Just remember, he whispered, after tonight, everything changes. Esther nodded faintly. As the vehicle drove away, Esther looked back once. Daniel stood there, hopeful and excited. But inside the moving car, as Lagos lights blurred past her window, Esther's heart felt like it was breaking into pieces. Tell me, do you think Esther is foolish or just deeply in love? If you were in her shoes, would you sacrifice your dignity for love? Or would you walk away and lose the man you love forever? And one more thing, do you think Daniel truly loves her? Or is he using her desperation? Hit the subscribe button if you want to know what happened next and how this decision changed everything. Turn on your notifications and watch out for the next part.